Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and our bright young minds, welcome to Edu TV's program, Charting Your Path Wisdom for 12th Graders. Today, we are honored to have Dr. S. Prashant Vasudev, Principal of Gulf Indian School in Kuwait, as our guest. Dr. Vasudev, who became a principal at a young age, has made remarkable contributions to education, inspiring countless students along the way. His insights will be invaluable as you prepare to make important decisions about your future. As you stand on the brink of new opportunities, I encourage you to embrace curiosity, seek guidance, and remain open to growth. Remember, each path is unique, filled with both challenges and rewards. Thank you for joining us today. And let's welcome Dr. Vasudev to share his wisdom. Sir, I would like to have your advice on, as majority of students must have decided what they will be doing after class 12, but as the age is very dynamic, choosing a career has become a bit confusing for them because new like careers have come up, new job openings are there, new courses are there. As you have mentored, counseled, taught students, I think in thousands, you are the right person to guide these students and even parents and the school counselors. How should they chart their path? Over to you, Dr. Vasudev.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pranav Guha and Edu TV, for inviting me on this platform to share my thoughts about how 12th graders and maybe any student immediately after clearing class 10 on entering class 11, how should he or she go about planning or charting out one's career path? When you talk about career, it's very important. Now I'm talking as a management person here. It's very important to keep a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C clearly ready for you, because you never know, life can throw challenges at you unexpectedly. It can even put stumbling blocks in your path towards accomplishing your career in a smooth fashion. So I always tell my students it is quintessential to keep a plan A, plan B, and plan C ready. Go all guns blazing to attain your primary plan. If that's not possible, never give up. I have seen many students entering a state of panic, not being reassured in terms of what should he or she do. They also feel hesitant to discuss. Thank you so much, Mr. Pranav Guha and Edu TV, for inviting me on this platform to share my thoughts about how 12th graders and maybe any student immediately after clearing class 10 on entering class 11, how should he or she go about planning or charting out one's career path? When you talk about career, it's very important. Now I'm talking as a management person here. It's very important to keep a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C clearly ready for you, because you never know, life can throw challenges at you unexpectedly. It can even put stumbling blocks in your path towards accomplishing your career in a smooth fashion. So I always tell my students it is quintessential to keep a plan A, plan B, and plan C ready. Go all guns blazing to attain your primary plan. If that's not possible, never give up. I have seen many students entering a state of panic, not being reassured in terms of what should he or she do. They also feel hesitant to disclose the fact that things have not gone as expected in terms of achieving their plan A to their parents, to their guardians, to their loved ones back home. Because of that hesitation, they somehow end up pursuing a career path which is actually not their cup of tea. So I strongly, in order to avoid such a fiasco and having regrets later, or maybe having regrets for the rest of your life, I strongly recommend undertaking a simple psychometric test
Right.
right after class 10, so that the parents as well as students are very clear in terms of what their strengths are, what their gray areas are, and yet if the student feels confident that he or she will be able to tide over those gray areas, reach out to the experts, maybe reach out to the agency who conducts the psychometric test, and take their valuable suggestions as well. Because I am a great believer in undertaking psychometric tests, because it clearly gives a bird eye view of what the child is capable of vis-a-vis what the child may struggle with, despite having passion and dedication towards a particular stream or a particular career path. I think psychometric tests and its evaluation can go a long way in giving a clear indication in terms of what should the child ideally be pursuing. That is the reason why I was suggesting to keep a plan B as well as plan C ready, so that despite all odds or against all odds, as we say, if the child still goes ahead and pursues the most challenging career path, only to discover at a later point in time, say during the second year of engineering, that look, I have ended up in a wrong place. Still, all should not be lost if you strongly pursue your plan B, which might be in sync with what your real capabilities are. I think you are still in a position wherein you can bail yourselves out of trouble. Yes, it may have certain financial implications for the parents. The parents may not like it, but that is how one should proceed right from the word go. If plan A for some reason will not work for me, this is the plan B which I would like to pursue. Please throw your support to me. This is what every student should be telling his or her parent. So ideally, this is the mechanism that I would be recommending for any student, because lack of clarity, lack of guidance, and a multitude of other factors can act as stumbling blocks as far as not able to pursue your plan A is concerned. So keep a very strong plan B or alternate plan ready with the confidence of the parents. Take your parents into confidence before charting out your plan B.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this is a very good advice. Students should have plan B and C also with them. Sir, I would request you to advise the students on one more thing. A lot of students are not exactly, even parents, not aware of the right institutions where right courses are there, and fees are also nominal, and there are a lot of scholarships also. So how should they go and reach more and more universities? I'm sure universities are doing their bit. Schools are also doing a lot on these, in organizing university fairs, counseling sessions, even visit to university. Still, there are a lot of new things come up, sir. Over to you, sir.
There are two things that I would suggest here. One should always remain in touch with the seniors, those who have passed out maybe a year or two before the students would have decided to opt for a similar career for themselves. So it's very important and relevant that you stay in touch with your seniors. They can share their experiences with you. In my school, I make it a point for our alumni to come back and share their experiences with my existing batch of 10th, 11th, and class 12 students, because these ex students who might have passed out not so long ago, say 3, 4 years ago, they would come and narrate the real life scenarios in terms of the challenges that they face, in terms of whether the career path that the students are about to choose, will those options become outdated in the near future? Will will those career options carry the same market value, say 5 years down the line? So number one thing to do is to stay in touch with your seniors, let them come and share their experiences. Number two, you should yourself explore, attend as many career fairs as possible. I'll narrate my own example. Yesterday, I had attended a career workshop conducted by SP Jain Global Management Institute, which is a renowned name here in the Middle East, Singapore, Sydney, as well as London. I
Yes.
came to know many facets which I was not aware earlier in terms of the scholarship that they provide, 100% scholarship that they provide, 50% scholarship that they provide, global exposure that they allow the students to have. So all these kind of things comes with exploration. So one should not take things for granted and just stick to the conventional norms. Okay, fine, these are the topmost renowned institutions of the world, let me just limit my analysis to only those institutions.
Right.
That is not advisable. You need to explore, update your knowledge base, search base in such a way that let more options come out in the open for you. It will cause a pleasant headache, aberration for the parents. Let the parents then carefully go through, scrutinize the pros and cons of the various colleges and universities. Sit down with your children, discuss what suits their requirements the most, whether the skill sets possessed by your students commensurates with the institution or the college that he or she wishes to opt for, and of course financial implications as well. So a multitude of factors apart from exploration and updation goes in terms of you know keeping maybe say 3 4 options open for a student as far as higher studies are concerned. Do your own research, do your own analysis,
Right.
comparisons, and then arrive at the most logical or plausible option that suits the intellectual capacity of your child.
I think very aptly said, very rightly said, that do your own analysis, comparisons. Sir, on the same, I would like to ask you the last question also. I think it's very important also for all the students and parents, everyone. Sir, I won't use the word pressure, how to analyze the advice from peers and parents?
See, advices, suggestions coming from peers and parents are always handy, provided you do not allow them to sit on top of your thought process. Every child, in my opinion, has to have or needs to have his or her own levels of articulation, and accordingly they must have a clear mindset that suggestions are welcome, but at the end of the day I am going to be the master or mistress of my own destiny. So I will have to be very articulate and correct in terms of what suits my requirement the most. That is the reason why I keep advising the students, you may listen to many people, let suggestions pour in from all corners, but at the end of the day you are the best judge about your own credentials, about your own capabilities. So do not let anyone else judge that for you. Have self belief to such an extent that you require guidance only to the extent of maybe refining or fine tuning your thought process, nothing more than that. Otherwise, the mind will quickly become chaotic. And if you allow chaos to prevail, you will remain indecisive. And remaining indecisive is never advisable. You must have a clear mindset in that quest. Suggestions are welcome, useful inputs, guidance from experts, maybe even parents, maybe even somebody who has been there and done that in the family, that's all fine. But at the end of the day, you need to have an uncluttered mind in terms of where you are right now and where you want to be. And guidance, suggestions, everything is okay, is absolutely welcome as far as reaching your ultimate goal is concerned. The path should become smooth for you, courtesy those advices, suggestions, and guidance pouring in, instead of making it all the more cluttered or chaotic. So be receptive to suggestions so far as it contributes or adds to your existing knowledge base, and it shapes you in such a fine manner that the goal becomes all the more clear instead of it becoming blurred.
Wow. In fact, I'm really impressed the kind of advices you have given. Like on the first, I think it will be very useful for all the students, even parents, teachers, counselors of the schools also. Like, speak to your alumni because they have passed out class 12 a year back or last year, or they are in the industry. So I think they will be giving a right kind of advice. Be like taking advice from university counselors, and like you give an example, concentrate on these university fairs. Like SP Jain came to your school, you attended that. So I'm really thankful to Dr. Vasudev for taking out time in such a short notice. I called from
Pleasure is
India in
all
the
mine.
morning
Pleasure is all
and
mine.
he's there at 12 o'clock from Kuwait. That shows, sir, your advocacy for students' welfare is tremendous. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I'm sure your advice will be helpful to all the schools, universities, students, parents, counselors, principals. Thank you so much, sir. This is Pranav Guha Thakurta
Pleasure is all
from
mine.
Edu TV.
Welcome to Dubai, the city of gold. All the color and energy of this vibrant metropolis can be found right here on the SP Jain campus. We are located in the Dubai International Academic City, where we occupy a standalone building covering 60,000 square feet. Did you know that the Dubai International Academic City is one of the largest educational hubs in the world? It is home to 27 leading universities, 27,500 students from 150 different countries, and is a great starting point to your Dubai experience. Let's start our tour with one of the most important spaces on the SP Jain campus, our learning centers. Our learning centers are an integral part of studying at SP Jain and where you would spend most of your time as a student. With hundreds of books and thousands of journals, our spacious library is a space you'll absolutely love. We also have a vast e-library that could be accessed from anywhere in the world. The Leadership Hall is, for many of you, the starting point to your SP Jain journey. This is where we conduct our freshman orientations as well as conferences, guest lectures, events, alumni gatherings, and more. The SP Jain Dubai campus is always evolving to fit the needs of the corporate world. One such example is the Simulation Center. Our Simulation Center gives students the opportunity to make tough decisions, experiment with different strategies, and understand the impact of their decisions in real time. Here's an interesting fact. Our full-time MBA students complete over 180 hours of simulations before they graduate. The ELO room is one of the most exciting spaces on the SP Jain Dubai campus. It is a virtual learning studio from where faculty conduct online classes for students from across 25 different countries. It is equipped with a number of high-tech features, including 20 large-screen monitors, a robotic tracking camera, real-time polling, emotion sensors, breakout rooms, and so much more. If you're looking to unwind after a busy day of lectures, projects, simulations, and assignments, head over to our chill-out area or one of our student lounges. You could relax with your friends on the sofas or play a round of table tennis and foosball. Or you could head out and experience the rich Arabic culture that underpins life in this vibrant city. I hope you enjoyed this short tour. The Dubai campus is truly a dynamic place, and I hope you get the chance to experience this for yourself soon. Ciao.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me. Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me.